Hi, I'm Steve Pardo. I'm the audio lead for Rock Band VR.
Hi, I'm Matt Kelly, and I'm the development lead for Rock Band VR.
So what are you guys showing here at PAX? What is Rock Band VR?
Rock Band VR is pretty much a brand new Rock Band game, specifically handmade for VR. We didn't just put the original classic track in VR and call it a day. We decided to start all from fresh and just make something completely new.
Now, when someone thinks Rock Band VR, they immediately think, oh, you put the Oculus on and you're going to see the bars at the bottom and just play literally Rock Band 4 in VR space, but that's not the case.
It's not the case. That's it's the first thing we hoisted up, and it was fun, but unfortunately it's not like the greatest fit for VR because it forces you to hyper-focus all of your attention on a very small chunk of the world, and what you really want to be doing in VR is like taking in your environment and like the fact that you're on stage for the first time, and for the first time we're like delivering on the fantasy of like, oh, you're playing guitar on stage in front of a crowd with your band.
So I know it's hard to kind of describe what that experience in as all VR usually is, but explain how the cues work on the guitar with the Oculus Touch and the Rift.
Okay, well, so basically there's no note highway, right? So it's actually not like a rhythm action game. We give you chord prompts that are basically shapes that you can make with your fingers. I think the thing to know up front is that nothing you play is going to sound bad, so you're encouraged to experiment, but there's a lot of gameplay there with a lot of depth and a crazy high skill ceiling if people want to like take all the cues from the game and assemble a performance that way.
So what goes into building a whole VR game around the Rock Band series?
Well, usually we pick the soundtrack and we decide if there's any new gameplay elements that we kind of decide if there's any authoring cues that we need to start authoring, and we have an authoring team that works on that. And so in-house for this game, we decided we needed brand new authoring to support the new chord shapes that kind of are the fundamental unit of gameplay. So you're able to hold down 1-3, 1-2, 1-3-4, and they'll all produce different samples that represent like what it's actually like to play those kind of chord shapes on the guitar. So we are now authoring that into our songs so that we can support music gameplay across like however you want to play. You get to decide what chord shapes. You get to decide how you want to build your score. So now we're doing that now, and we also have, since this is pretty much a brand new game, we're designing the gameplay from the ground up. We decided to we pretty much have a gameplay team dedicated to building out what does the new scoring look like? What kind of cues we need to build on the scene? Like where should we put the chord cues? Oh, put them on the headstock. Oh, where are we gonna? How are we gonna tell people what to do across the campaign? So,
So talk a little about, so in the original Rock Bands you had to build songs specifically for the engine, so it hits those cues for guitar, drums, and whatnot. With this new Rock Band VR, will you think you'll be able to make a new algorithm or program that allows you to see the cues in a waveform?
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. We have not thought that deeply about how to display the cues regarding like the audio signal. Mainly, we're just trying to get people to still have that freedom of play, because we don't want it. Because of this new style of gameplay in VR, the main thing we want to do is give people like agency over their own like score building.
We do have an advanced mechanic though that's based just on listening, which is chord following.
That's right.
Which is like, that's not the first thing we start you with, but basically if you're listening to the song and you change your hand position in time with the chords that are changing in the song, you can build up a multiplier that can lead to you getting crazy score. But it's a really advanced thing because you have to do it by ear.
Yeah, you have to like know the song really well or just be like a fairly like competent musician. But either way, like that's how we see expert level of play. We really just kind of like try to figure out the easiest way for people to understand like basic cues to get going, and then let them make their own score. As opposed to like all in traditional rock band, at moment to moment, all the time, do this exact thing. We kind of wanted to break from that.
So people at home, so they can kind of understand how it works. The guitar is not the peripheral; it's actually the Oculus Touch that attaches to the guitar, and that's how it finds out where the movement is. Correct?
That is correct, yeah. So we got that up early, and we've been using it the whole time. But when you look down, you see the guitar one-to-one with the guitar that you're holding. Basically almost any rock band guitar will work. We'll have like a full compatibility thing on our website after we launch. But if you have like an Xbox One or a PS4 guitar, or even a PS3 guitar, like they'll all work. And then we track it in real time, which is cool because we can do a bunch of fun stuff with, information on the guitar for gameplay, and also you can use your guitar to like whack the drummer's cymbals, which is fun. You control the drummer.
Yeah, it's like instead of like in normal touch controller games, like the controllers are your hands. We decided to make your hands be the guitar. So essentially, that's you in VR space, the guitar.
Talk about how you guys worked with Oculus to make your game a reality.
Well, they've been like an incredible partner. First of all, the game wouldn't have happened without them. So they've funded the entire development. It's exclusive to the Rift, and they've provided us so many versions of prototype hardware over the past year and change that I've lost track. But they are really good to their development partners, and give us really good feedback on the gameplay too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say without them, we wouldn't be where we're at today with the gameplay. Like, it's because of their participation and feedback we're making something we're all really excited about.
Yeah.
You guys have a soft release date, alpha, beta?
We are a few weeks away from alpha, so this is the game we're showing today is like pre-alpha, and we don't have a release date yet. I think that's all I can say.
Yep.
It's a launch title for the Touch. We can totally say that. So
yeah.
When the Touch comes out, whenever the Touch comes out, which we don't know, inside the Touch box will be 2 touch controllers, another tracker, and then a clip that allows you to connect your Touch to your guitar. So everyone will open up their Touch box and see a little thing that says Rock Band, which will be pretty neat. So hopefully they'll play.
And where would you like to see your game 5 years from now?
Ooh.
Whoa.
We got lots of ideas, but I think we'd like to keep that.
Yeah, it's 5 years down the road is super exciting to think about. Even next year is super exciting to think about. So yeah, we have a lot of updates planned.